Okay, so I just realized. Oh, can I get this out of the way? Yeah. Okay, so I decided to do album reviews every single day. So if I'm not opening CDs, if I don't have a crazy story to tell, I can just do an album review. So today we're gonna do album reviews day one. So I'm just gonna talk about the album, things that I like, things I didn't like, and just everything in between, uh, etc. So day one is today. What the fuck am I saying? Day one is American Garage by Pat Metheny Group. And if you don't know, this is a jazz fusion album. I'm going to talk a little bit about Pat Metheny and all that in a little bit. But first, let me talk about the album cover. So we've got a standard ECM Records album cover. They tend to be very minimalistic. It just has like the people that played on it, etc. And it's just a white background. And in the front, it just says Pat Metheny Group, American Garage, ECM, and it just has like a little bunch of trailer parks. So when I first found this album, I found it because I liked Pat Metheny when I was in high school. And I just decided to give his other albums a shot. So when we open it up, here is what it looks like inside. We just got to picture them playing in a garage. There's Pat, there's Lyle, there's, forgot the bassist's name. Oh, let me talk about the members real quick. This is important because Pat Metheny is a well-known collaborative artist, but the Pat Metheny group, at least for a good stretch of time, consisted of Pat Metheny on guitar, Lyle Mays on piano, synthesizer, all that good stuff, Mark Egan on bass, and Dan Gottlieb on drums. So, that was the lineup for most of the Pat Metheny group. And this album came out in 1979, I believe. Yes, 1979. And it was repressed in 2008, it says. Yeah, so let me talk a little bit about my thoughts. So there are 5 tracks. The first track is called Cross the Heartland, and it's pretty cool. So it's a jazz fusion album, so that obviously means it's jazzy. That means there's a lot of like, what's the word? There's a lot of improvisation. Pat Metheny does a lot of solos, and Cross the Heartland is just a very nice, like, kind of upbeat jazzy tune. It's really nice, and I know a lot of jazz kids call songs tunes, kind of like how like theater kids call them numbers and stuff. But yeah, I can't remember if there's like an insert in here. I don't think there is. Wait, is there one? Yeah, I'm not gonna break that. There is not an insert, but then again, it's ECM. I don't know why I thought there was gonna be one. But yeah, ECM is a very well-known jazz label, independent jazz label. They have their own sound, like their own distinct sound that's associated with the records, kind of like how Rise Core is associated with Rise Records. Sumerian Core is like with Sumerian Records. A lot of the artists that are signed to Relapse Records kind of sound the same. Not the same, it's similar kind of stuff. And yeah, Cross the Heartland is just a nice, fun, upbeat song. I really like it. A lot of syncopation, a lot of dit, a lot of twinkly synths and all that good stuff. Airstream is a bit laid back. It's nice. It's just kind of bordering like smooth jazz a little bit. There's still some improvisation and there's still some complexity, all that good stuff. It feels like a nice, like, slightly windy summer day. That's just what that song feels like. It just feels like you're just outside taking a smoke. The Search is just kind of a little bit, it does really feel like there's something to be looking for. It's just kind of like, it's a little bit more like faster paced than Airstream is. Then it's kind of like a little like interlude almost, except it's not really an interlude. It's a whole song, but it feels like a little interlude kind of. And I say that because the next song is the title track, American Garage, and it is like this gospel-infused jazz rock song that is just absolutely, like, up there with, like, some of the most, like, fun energetic things that I've ever heard in jazz. It's definitely a fun song. And then the last song is the epic, and that's like it's like this 15-minute epic. Really, there's like specific sections. It's pretty cool. Pat Metheny even called it like it was all over the place, because it really kind of was. Um, but I do like how there's distinct sections, and it gets soft, and then it gets like kind of atmospheric, and the music gets kind of sparse, and then it builds itself up, gets back up there. There's a lot of bass solos on there too, and Mark even uh, does double stops too. Like he does parts where he's playing two strings at once. It's really fucking cool to hear. But yeah, um, this is one of my favorite Pat Metheny albums just because it's so nostalgic to me. It's not a super long one. It's like 30 something minutes. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Um, yeah, great album. I would recommend to anyone that is interested in trying out jazz fusion. I feel like it's a lot easier of a song to a lot easier of an album to get into that kind of genre, because a lot of jazz fusion is more solo oriented, but I feel like this one has a lot more roots in smooth jazz, and that makes it a little bit easier to digest for people that aren't really like jazz enthusiasts. My favorite song on here of all is Cross the Heartland, and yeah, I don't know what else to say.